welcome to tonight's JV contest between the Ramblers of McBain and your Everett Wildcats. First for the starters. First for the Ramblers, number 3, Colton Haverkamp. And for your Wildcats, 0, Austin Lucia. For the Ramblers, 10, Bennett Cucci. And the Wildcats, number 2, Aaron Vanaschi. For the Ramblers, number 20, Skylar Franklin. For the Wildcats, number 3, Brendan Magnuson. For the Ramblers, number 22, Thomas Maloney. For the Wildcats, number 4, Seth Catapult. And for the Ramblers, number 40, Carter Murphy. And the Wildcats, number 30, Kobe Smith. The Ramblers are coached tonight by Aaron Cucci and the Wildcats, Aaron Anderson.
Welcome to the game between the JV boys of the Ramblers of McBain and the JV boys of the Wildcats of Evart. Number 0, Austin Lucas, stolen by Thomas Maloney. Thomas Maloney goes down the court, goes up with the layup. No good, rebounded by, nope, that's not going to be rebounded, but Maloney right there at the steal. And immediately he misses the layup, but that's fine. Dribbling on court, number 2, Aaron Manishi. Gives it to number 4, Seth Capepool to Magnuson, to Vaness. Stolen by Haverkamp. Haverkamp dribbles it down the court, does some moves. It gets the ball stolen by Aaron Vanashes. He goes up with the shot, but that is, I think, is blocked by Colton Haverkamp, and I think he might be shooting too. Pass and play, gives it to Vinici. Drives in, goes up with the shot, no good. Rebounded by Skylar Franklin. Skylar pulls off some moves, hands it off to Haverkamp, and Haverkamp's going to set up the offense. Gives it to Cucci. Cucci to Murphy. Murphy gets the ball knocked away, and it's stolen by number 3, Vanaschi. He goes up, and that is good for 2. Everett's the first one to score about 2 minutes in. Haverkamp organizing the offense, gives it to Franklin. Franklin passes to Murphy. Murphy to Cucci. Cucci gives it down low to Haverkamp. Haverkamp goes up, and that is good for 2. McBain will strike back as well. Down the court is Aaron. Pulls off a move, tries driving in, gives it out to number 30, Kobe Smith. Back to Aaron. Aaron to Smith. Goes up with a shot, blocked by Haverkamp. Seth Capepool tried going up with the shot, but then is blocked by Haverkamp. Pass and play. Passes it to number 0, Austin Lucas, stolen by Murphy. Murphy gives it to Franklin, and then Cucci shoots it. Number 4, Seth Capepool going down the court, gives it to Austin Lucas. Lucas pulls off a move, tight defense, gives it to Smith. Smith dribbles it around, guarded. Gives it to Brennan Magnuson. Magnuson tried doing some moves to Capepool. Gets the ball knocked away. He's able to recover, goes up with a shot, and that is good for 2. Tough basket right there, able to cover his dribble and just going for a basket. Haverkamp. Murphy gets the ball. Murphy gives it to Maloney. Maloney Tries dribbling it around, goes in with a risky shot, no good. He almost gets the rebound, he fights for it. Recovered by Kobe Smith. There's a pass to Magnuson. Gives the ball out to number 2, shoots. Good for 3. That was Aiden Anderson. And Evart right now coming out with all fire, all cylinders blazing hot. And is just scoring a lot of points. Gives it to Franklin. Franklin gives it down to Murphy, then gives it to Cucci. Passes to Thomas. Maloney to Haverkamp. Haverkamp shoots. Good for 3. And McBain will increase the lead, drop the lead of Evart. Aaron Vanaschi dribbling down the court. Tries to do a down low pass to number 3, Brendan Magnuson. No good. Kobe Smith going to do a pass and play. Smith to Magnuson. Magnuson over to Capepool. Capepool drives and goes up, and that is blocked by Haverkamp. Haverkamp has just had several blocks all night, not allowing anything to get up in that basket or the fishbowl. Pass and Kobe Smith gives it to Capepool. Capepool to Magnuson. Magnuson getting tough D on him. Tries dribbling it around. Does a deep pass to Aaron Vanaschi. Goes and does try doing a Euro step, goes up, and that's still able to go in. And McBain is just getting really, really stressed out right now. McBain is already down by a total of 3 points, and this usually does not happen. Haverkamp to Franklin to Maloney. Maloney down low to Murphy. Murphy goes up with the basket and then goes in. And that'll be good for 2. Aaron Vanaschi drives it in. Aaron dribbles it around, gives it to Magnuson. Magnuson gets locked down by Franklin, and that's going to be a jump ball. Substitution, number 30, Kobe Smith going out for number 10, Ronnie Porter. Haverkamp gets locked down on defense, gives it to Franklin. Franklin trying to find an opening, passes back to Haverkamp. Haverkamp drives in for a good layup, and that'll be 2 points for the Ramblers. It'll be a tied game. Vanaschi dribbling on the court, gives it to Magnus, gives it back to Vanaschi, goes up, and that is good for 2. Good communication right there by Magnus and Vanaschi. Haverkamp dribbles it to the left, gives it to Cucci. Cucci getting very aggressively guarded, gives it to Frank. Franklin pulls a spin move, gives it to Haverkamp. Haverkamp drives in, does a jump shot. No good off the back of the backboard. And then that's going to be Lucas dribbling on the court, guarded by Maloney. Gives it to Brendan Magnuson. Magnuson to Vanaschi, gives it back to Lucas. Lucas down low to Magnuson. Magnuson goes up, no good. Rebounded by Franklin. Franklin. And McBain trying to set up its offense, gives it to Murphy. Murphy to Cucci, gives it to Maloney. Maloney to Franklin. Up to Maloney, and that is no good. Rebound by number 2, Aaron Vanaschi. Aaron dribbles it around, gives it to Ronnie Porter. Porter drives in, thinks he has a shot, throws it up, and off the bounce, the backboards, the shot goes in. Good shot right there by Ronnie Porter. Number Colt Haverkamp dribbling around, gives it to Franklin. Franklin down low to Murphy. Murphy goes up with it, and that is no good. Rebounded by number 2, Aaron Vanaschi. Dribbles it around, does some shot, goes up with it, and that's going to draw. There's going to be a foul on the play, and that's going to be called travel. And McBain is down by 3 and almost the end of the first quarter. Colton Haverkamp dribbling ball around. Skylar Franklin to Cucci. Maloney does the pump fake and then hands it off to Haverkamp. Cucci dribbles around, gives it to Maloney, but then there is going to be a shove on Evart, and it's going to be McBain's ball. Maloney passes it to Haverkamp. Haverkamp dribbles around and then gives it to Brennan. Down low to Skylar Franklin, but no good. Skylar dribbles it around. Thinks he might get a shot, but then there is going to be a reaching call on that. And then I think it's going to be an inbound play by McBain. Haverkamp does a high pass to Maloney. Maloney tries driving in, and then there's going to be an holding call for Haverkamp. Passes it into Maloney down low. Maloney goes up with it, and that's good for two by opposite hand, or does it with his left, and that's going to be a good point. 29 seconds left. Aaron Venici gives it to Magnuson. Magnuson, Kate Poole, back to Venici. Aaron shoots. No good. Rebound by Haverkamp. Haverkamp dribbles it down the court. 10 seconds left on the clock. And Haverkamp might just dribble it out right here, or he might just drive in with an wide opening, gives it down low to Murphy. Murphy goes up, no good. And that's going to be on the first quarter. And McBain is actually down in the first quarter. And they're sending in a whole new list of people. So, yeah. We're back with the action. It's going to be Everett's ball. Number 2, Aaron with the ball, dribbles it around, pulls off some moves, trying to find an opening, gets a screen. Intended pass for number 3, Brendan Magnuson, but it's going to be no good. Winkle dribbling up the court. Gives it to Ealing. Ealing down low to Brunick. Brunick goes up with a shot, and that's good for 2. Brunick is just one of those prolific players on this McBain JV team. Aaron dribbles down the court, tries doing a move, but then there's going to be I think there's going to be a travel call on that, so that'll be no good. Excuse me. Winkle dribbling down the court, gives it to Ealing. Ealing goes up with a shot, but there's going to be I think a charge on that. Ealing's first shot, no good. Rebounded by Haverkamp. Brunick, and he's able to go up for 2. Number 3, Brendan Magnuson, gives it to Kate Poole. Kate Poole back to Magnuson. Magnuson trying to set up the offense. Gives it to Vinici. Gives it to Ronnie Porter. Porter to Kate Poole. Kate Poole goes up. No good. Rebounded by, hard fall, but rebounded by Brunick. Brunick goes up. And no good. Rebounded by Eileen. Eileen is able to score 2 off of that. Vinici dribbling on the court. Gives it to Porter. Porter does a jump shot. No good. Rebounded by Ronan Ball. Substitution. Austin Lucas coming in for Aaron. Kobe, I think that's Magnuson with the ball. Intended pass stolen by Pollington. Pollington passed it down on Brunick, but then it's rebounded by Ronenball before it's stolen by Porter. Kate Poole dribbling down the court. Passes it to Lucas. Down low to Kaiser, but then there's going to be a reaching call on number 44, Max Eileen. Substitution, number 30, Kobe Smith goes in for Porter. Smith with the ball. Kobe Smith tries getting it stolen by Brunick, then it's rebounded by Brunick. Then Pollington gives the ball to Winkle. Winkle to Eileen. Eileen drives in, tries doing a down low pass, but stolen by Smith. Smith immediately making an impact in this game. Smith at point passes it to Lucas. To Austin Luca. Then Kaysen Pollington with good defense. Good sportsmanship there by number 3, Brendan Magnuson, helping out opposing team member. Smith with the inbound play gives it to Smith goes up, Magnuson goes up the shot, and that is no good. Rebounded by Rodenball. Rodenball dribbles it down the court to Winkle. Winkle gives it to Rodenball. Rodenball down low and passes no good. That is going to be Kate Poole driving in, gives it to Luca, stolen by Winkle. Winkle gives it to Pollington. Pollington gives it down low to Brunick. Brunick goes in, but rebound attempt by Josh. But Josh goes up again, gets his own rebound, goes up again, and that basket is good for 2. Joshua Rodenball getting an unsportsmanlike conduct play for calling in a defender too small. That's one thing you don't like seeing in sports. In my opinion, unsportsmanlike penalty calls should probably be an immediate ejection, because that type of stuff is. Because I was always taught by my father and mother that if you end up like that, then they're personally going to come down to the court, pick me up, grab me by the ear, and take me out of the game if I ever did anything like that. That's just my experience. His first shot's good. Second shot, no good. And Joshua Rodenball subbing out for number 25, Brody Skierbeck. Kobe Smith Gives it to Seth Capepool. Capepool gives to Brennan Magnuson. Magnuson. Capepool drives in, shoots the shot to the moon and down and back to earth. That shot went. Winkle to Ealing. Ealing to Skierbeck. Skierbeck. Pollington shoots. Good for three. Pollington's like a century turret. You just plop it right there and it just shoots threes left, right, and center. Finash passes the ball to Magnuson. No, Capepool gives the ball back to Magnuson. Magnuson shoots. No good, but rebounded by Pollington. Pollington dribbles it down the court. Tries driving in. Ealing gives it to Winkle. Winkle over to Skierbeck. Skierbeck down low shoots. Brody with rebounded by number 1, Caleb Kaiser. Or Kaiser. Magnuson dribbling it around. Gives up to Kaiser. Knocked away, but then Seth Capepool is able to get it. Drives in. Tries to find an opening, then fights over the ball with. And that's going to be, there's going to be substitution. Trent Bruder coming out for number 5, Drew Hamilton. And Braden Winkle dribbling it down the court. Winkle to Ealing. Over to Skierbeck. Skierbeck. Pollington. Pass to Hamilton. Hamilton goes up with a shot, and that is go. I thought that was going to come out for a second, but it goes in. Manash gives it to Magnuson. Magnuson shoots, no good. Winkle drives it down the court. Pulls off a move, and then there's a reaching penalty. Evart player right there back talking the refs. One thing I was also always told is if I ever back talked the refs, they would come down there and rip me off the court as well. Because I know is that no matter what, you got to respect the refs' calls because they have a better perspective than most people in the stands. Winkle gives it to Hamilton. To Ealing. Ealing sees a wide open Brody in the bottom of the fishbowl, and he's able to put it back in there. Luca shoots the ball, no good. Rebounded by Josiah. Winkle dribbles it down the court. Winkle gives it to Skierbeck. Skierbeck to Josiah. Winkle to Skierbeck. Skierbeck down low to Josiah. Josiah was able to put the pumpkin back in the patch and just is able to score 2 points right there. Aaron dribbling it down the court. Gives it to Luca. Back to Magnuson. Magnuson trying to find an opening. He's kind of stuck right there. Gives it back to Austin. Austin gives it to Magnuson. Magnuson shoots. No good. Rebounded by Ealing. To Winkle. Winkle gives it to Skierbeck. And then that is going to be Brennan Magnuson with the ball stolen by Skierbeck, but I don't think that was good. Gives it to Luca. Luca shoots. No good. Rebound stolen by Winkle. Winkle dribbling it around. Gives it to Skierbeck. Brody to Ealing. Ealing shoots. No good. Rebounded by Brennan Magnuson. 44 seconds left on the clock. Varon gives it back to Magnuson. Magnuson back to Aaron. Aaron Just trying to set up an offense, gives it to Luca. Down low to Ronnie Porter. Porter shoots, no good. Skierbeck dribbling it down the court. Skierbeck finding it open, does a Euro step, goes up, no good. That is Austin Aaron Venici with the ball. With 0.5 seconds left in the game, there's a foul called. Winkle's going to pass it into Hamilton. Hamilton shoots the ball, and that's not even close. And we'll see you in the second half. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but we are back with the action. That's Aaron dribbling it down the court. Gives it to Kate Poole. Kate Poole is not able to hold on to it, then it's stolen by Maloney. Maloney drops the shoulder, and Maloney is just gets the ball, does a deep pass to Haverkamp. And Haverkamp, there's going to be a shoving call. And that's going to be a 5-second call. And Kate Poole is going to get the ball. Gives it to Luca. Luca trying to survey the area to see where he can pass it around. Does some moves, then he fumbles the ball, and it's going to roll out of bounds. And that's going to be McBain's ball. They're going to do an inbound play. Substitution. Number 1, Caleb Kaiser going in for number 0, Austin Luca. Haverkamp dribbling it down the court. Gives it to Murphy. Murphy gives it to attempted pass, stolen by Kobe Smith. Kobe Smith driving down the court. And then there's going to be a foul push. And then I think that was Magnuson just splashed a 3. Smith gives it to Lucas. Luca shoots no good. Rebounded by Franklin. Franklin drives it down the court. Franklin gives it to Maloney. Maloney tries dribbling down, gives it to Cucci. And Haverkamp. Haverkamp trying to survey the court, tries motioning Tommy. Maloney gives it to Murphy. Murphy to Franklin. Franklin thought he had an opening, gives it to Cucci. Down to Murphy. Murphy dribbles it around. That is going to be double dribble. No, that's going to be a travel. I thought that was a double dribble. Smith gets the ball, gives it. Smith dribbles it down the court. Smith gives it to. Smith goes up loop. That was Aaron Vanach. Haverkamp drives the ball, gives it, and tries driving it down the court. Gives it to Cucci. Cucci over to Franklin. Franklin goes up. No good. Murphy with the ball. Smith. Kobe Smith gives it to Aaron Vanici. Aaron up at top. Gives it to Aaron, dribbles it down the court. Gives it to Colton Haverkamp. Haverkamp dribbles down the court, goes up with a shot, and that's no good. He hits the wall very, very hard. And he's going to be shooting 2. Haverkamp's first shot is no good. You know, one thing I was always told by my father, since I'm a lot taller than him, if you didn't know that, so he always told me to just get good at rebounding and free throw, because whenever I tried to get that rebound, they'd be slapping me like Mike Tyson's punching bag. And so, yeah, I just was always told to get good at rebounding and free throws. Kate Poole dribbling down the court. And Kate Poole gives it to attempted pass to Aaron, but no good. Kate Poole gives it to Magnuson. Magnuson gets kind of closed up, gives it to Austin Luca, to Kate Poole. Kate Poole thinks he has an opening, does some moves, gives it to Aaron. Aaron dribbles it around. Excuse me, Aaron thinks he has an opening, goes up with a shot that's snug, that barely does not go in. Smith gives it down on Murphy. Murphy goes up, that is good for 2. And that's Magnuson dribbling down the court. Magnuson loses his dribble, still somehow goes in with a drive, goes up with a floater, and that just splashes in right there. The fish just dived right into the water. Haverkamp gives to Maloney. Maloney does a stutter step and passes it back out to Cucci. Cucci goes up with a floater of his own, and that is good off the backboard. Smith gives it to Aaron. Aaron dribbles it down the court. Aaron gives it to Capepool. Capepool trying to survey the area, gives it back to Magnus. Magnus drives in with a wide open lane and he misses it, rebounded by Colton. Haverkamp. Haverkamp just blows past his defender and is just immediately surrounded by 3 defenders. There's going to be a foul on that play. And it's going to be an inbound play for McBain. Substitution, the entire team is out with a new group. So far, everybody on the bench has played a large chunk of the game, which to be honest is a bit rare, but still. Winkle gives it to Hamilton. Hamilton drives in, goes up with a good right-handed layup, and able to score 2 points right there. Aaron dribbles it down the court. Aaron to Smith, Austin Luca. Luca gives it to Seth Capepool. Magnuson shoots a 3. No good. Jumps up and almost went in. And Brunick dribbling it down the court. Brunick does a Euro step before going up the floor. Goes in and out. Rebounded by Magnuson. Magnuson dribbling it down the court. Goes up with his own shot. No good off the side of the rim. Hamilton goes up with a floater of his own, and that's going to be no good because he traveled. Did double Euro step right there, which is not allowed. Austin Luca dribbling it down the court. Gives it to Kaiser. No, gives it to Aaron. Aaron to Luca. Luca to, I think that is, there's going to be a travel call. Winkle dribbling it down the court. Hamilton over to Skierbeck. Skierbeck shoot, and that is good for 3. Just splashed it in. Aaron Vadici dribbling it down the court. Gives it to Brendan Magnuson. Magnuson shoots his own 3. Splashed right, he just returned one right back to Skierbeck. Winkle dribbles down the court. Winkle is stolen by Aaron. Aaron drives down the court, does a Euro step, goes up, and that is no good travel. He did a Euro step and then a little stutter step, and you're not allowed to do that. Winkle driving down the court. Well, not driving, just kind of jogging. Gives it to Josiah. Josiah to Brunick. Brunick does a move, drives in strong, goes up with a shot, no good. And I think he might have tapped that out of bounds, and it's going to be Everett's ball. Number 4, Seth Capepool dribbling on the court. Seth tries to find him, does some moves, so gives it to Aaron. Aaron gives it back to Capepool. Capepool drives in, does a move, has a wide open shot, shoots, no good. Rebounded by Magnuson. Magnuson tries finding an opening before he's going to fall down, so they'll call a travel on that. And that's going to be McBain's ball. A lot of travel calls this game. Winkle. Winkle gives it to Skierbeck. Skierbeck drives in, gives it to Brunick. Brunick drives in with his own layup and goes up, and that's going to be no good. And there's going to be a foul, and he's going to be shooting 2. Goes up, and his first shot is no good. Second shot is good for 2. No, not for 2, for 1. My bad. Capepool goes down and just throws it up there, and that about made it in. And now the score at the end of the third quarter, Evart 23, McBain 43. So the first quarter was just kind of a blunder where McBain was down. They just full on grabbed the gear shifter and put it all the way to max. And now McBain's just kind of going full throttle right now. Brunick with the ball, gives it to Winkle. Winkle shoots, no good. Rebounded by Caleb Kaiser. Gives it to Aaron. Then Capepool sets up the offense. Gives it to Caleb. Ooh, that looks something like might have jammed his finger. Caleb trying to find an opening, gives it just to Magnuson. Magnuson does a pump fake. Gives it back to Capepool. Capepool drives it in, or dribbles it around. Capepool thinks he has an opening, gives it to Caleb Kaiser. Gives it to Magnuson. Magnuson to Luke Aaron. No good. Oh, it's recovered by McBain. Brandon Magnuson. Stolen by Winkle. Winkle has the fast break. Goes up with it. No good. I mean, it is good for 2. Hamilton gives it down low. Hamilton goes up, no good. Rebounded by Brunick. Brunick goes up, and that's no good. I mean, that is good. Never mind. I don't know why I kept on saying no good. Aaron gives it to Seth K-Pool. K-Pool does some moves. Gives it to Luka. Almost stolen by Hamilton, but there's going to be it's going to be Everett's ball. Again, an entire new group goes out there for the Ramblers. This entire bench is just getting them loads of playing time. And Pollington doing good defense. Kobe Smith with the ball, gives it back to K-Pool. K-Pool does a move, goes up with a shot, and that is no good. Rebounded by Haverkamp. Haverkamp directing the offense. 4 minutes left in this game. Haverkamp gives it to Ronenbaugh. Ronenbaugh drives it, goes up with a shot, and that is good for 2. Ronenbaugh with a good move. Brendan Magnuson gives it to K-Pool. Magnuson drives in, tries finding an opening, sees Luka. For Aaron. Austin Luka loses to the dribble. Number 4, Seth K-Pool. K-Pool gives it to Kobe Smith. Kobe Smith shoots, no good. Rebounded by Max Ealing. Haverkamp just kind of taking it easy down the court. Until then he gets in serious mode, trying to get off that fast break. Dribbles it around, gives it to Joshua. Joshua to Ealing. Ealing drives in, goes up with a shot, and that is no good. Rebounded by K-Pool, and then Kaysen tries to rip it out of his hands. It's going to be no good. Aaron Manishi dribbling down the court. Taking his time setting up the offense. Shoots. No good. Rebounded by Ronenbaugh. Ronenbaugh. Ronenbaugh just trying to dribble it around. Another entire new group is going to be going out there. Haverkamp driving in, goes up with some shot, and that somehow goes in. Brendan Magnuson goes up with a shot, no good, but I think that was a foul, so he's gonna be shooting 2. First shot is good. Substitution, 3 people. Pollington, Haverkamp, and Ronenbaugh getting subbed out for Cucci, Murphy, and Franklin. Next, the second shot, no good. Rebounded by Ealing. Maloney with the ball. Gives it to Cucci. Cucci trying to find an opening. Gives it to Murphy. Murphy gets it stolen away from him. Murphy passes it into Cucci. Cucci. Franklin drives in, sees a wide open lane, tries passing to Maloney, but then stolen by Austin Luca. K-Pool dribble down the court, has a wide open three, shoots. No good, rebounded by Smith. Smith gives it to Magnuson. Magnuson tries to find an opening, goes up again, and Magnuson will score 2. Cucci dribbling down the court, about at the 2-minute mark. Gives it to Eileen. Eileen gives it to Cucci. Gives it to Maloney. McBain trying to set up an offense. Maloney just says, I'm going to do it myself. Gives it down low to Murphy. Murphy scores. Austin Luca with the ball. Gives it to Franklin. Franklin. Stolen by Max Eileen. Eileen has a wide open lane. He goes up. No good. Rebounded by Brendan Magnuson. Austin coming out for number 1, Caleb Kaiser. Cucci gets a down low to Eileen. Eileen goes up, and that's going to be good, and that's going to be an and 1 as well. Eileen shoots. No good. Rebounded by Franklin. Franklin trying to set up the offense, gives it to Cucci. Cucci drives it around, trying to set up the offense. Isn't getting any help, gives it to Max Eileen. Max Eileen finds a wide open lane, tries giving it to Skylar Franklin, and then that's going to be Ronnie Porter going in for number 4, Seth Capepool. Cucci dribbling it around, gives it to Maloney. Maloney down low to Franklin, wide open. Franklin goes up, and that is good for 2. 1 minute left in the game. Number 2, Aaron Vinici with the ball. Gives it to Caleb Kaiser. Goes up, no good. Rebounded by Eileen. And then Maloney is just going to probably take the ball and try to dribble it out as much as he can. Down low to Murphy. Murphy goes up. And that is good. Aaron shoots the ball and rebounded by Maloney. Maloney's just probably going to dribble it out with 5 seconds left on the clock. Well, this has been the final score of the game is Evart Wildcats 26, McBain Ramblers 62. So just like an Uno flip. I'm Grayson Guernsey, and shout outs to my helpers, Curtis and Landon, and we'll see you for the varsity game.